Hello, good evening. Today is Wednesday, October 21st, 2020. It's about 1:32 p.m. here, 13:32 p.m. here in Calgary, Alberta, where it's cold. And I'm coming to you live on Facebook, on my Facebook page, as well as on YouTube. So two ways in which you are getting us, on Facebook and on YouTube. On YouTube, please don't forget to subscribe. Simple. All you have to do is to just hit subscription and you're subscribed to my channel. We always try to bring you some content that is very interesting. Of course, we have a lot of things to talk about and a lot of stories to say. And so thank you for joining me here. Elias Munsha from Calgary, Alberta. It's extremely cold, okay? Today's temperature is about -4 and snow is actually falling. So very, very interesting. But we are warm here because all these buildings are insulated and we have natural gas and heat. And so we are keeping warm. And of course, we were warm, okay? Yesterday, we tried to avoid to comment on the things that had happened at the magistrate court in Lusaka. And the reason why I wanted to exercise my restraint, was I really wanted to get the facts. And it's only after we get the facts that we can meaningfully contribute to the debate that is raging right now regarding police brutality in Lusaka and at the magistrate court. So it's only after we get briefed, and when somebody tells us to say this is what happened, we get the clear idea that we must comment. I must begin by saying that I am extremely disappointed with police action yesterday in Lusaka. It was completely uncalled for. It was excessive. And it was, in fact, deliberately excessive. It was unnecessary. And so my appeal to the Zambia police is to be reasonable in the way they deploy force. They need to be very reasonable. But more than just the Zambia police, because this issue is not just about the Zambia police. The issue is with the president, because the president is the commander-in-chief of the police. The problem is with the Minister of Home Affairs, because the Minister of Home Affairs under our law has a role in the way they are going to regulate, instruct, and supervise the police service. Our police service is supervised by civilians. When we say civilians, what we mean is it is supervised by a civilian president, it is supervised by a civilian Minister of Home Affairs. They're the ones that are supposed to be supervising the police and giving them direction regarding police action. Therefore, police brutality is not just the issue with the police command. It is the issue with the civilian supervisors of our police service. As a matter of fact, if I were to assign any blame regarding this police brutality, it will fall under the Home Affairs Minister and under President Edgar Lungu. The Home Affairs Minister, Honorable Kampyongo, and the President. Because they're the ones who supervise the soldiers. They're the ones who supervise the use of military or police force in our country. It was terrible. Now, that's one thing. The other issue is, what is the main problem that we find with the actions that happened yesterday? Some are saying that the police were provoked. Now, one of the things that police do, the word policing itself, it's not just about applying force on people. It is about learning how to deal with people that are coming to the police in different states of mind. One of the things that police are taught is not just about the law and how to arrest people and how to use force, but it is also how to apply psychological principles to help calm situations down, to calm down people that are having a breakdown, to calm down people that are angry, to calm down people that are protesting, to calm down. That is what it means when we say that the police in Zambia are supposed to be peacemakers. Now, you cannot just justify the use of police violence simply because a citizen of our country has acted violently towards the police or has acted violently towards the situations that are happening to them. These are some of the things that the police face every day. But the police must know how to react to situations that are very tense. That is why they are the Zambia Police Service. Okay. So, yesterday there was Mrs. Kambwili and there was the Kambwili family who had gone to court to go and witness what was going on in court. Common sense tells you that they have a right, they are stakeholders, they are family of Honorable Kambwili. If they decide to say that they want to go and sit in court while Magistrate Simsamba considers the bail application, there is nothing that prevents them from doing so. And if you are police service, what are you supposed to do? It is to help facilitate their presence, their peaceful presence at the police at the court. So you're supposed to identify them, usher them into court, bring them in the courtroom, and then let them take their seats and wait for the magistrate to come and preside over the case. It doesn't matter that the convict, Dr. Chishimba Kambwili, was not in court. That point is neither here nor there. The family of Dr. Kambwili should be respected, and the police should be there to facilitate them entrance into the courtroom. In Zambia, our courts are open courts. That is the system which we inherited from the British. It's an open court system, meaning that everything is done openly, unless, of course, it's a chamber matter where you have to go and retire to a judge's office in order to deal with some procedural issues. Other than that, our court systems are open systems. So as police, you need to facilitate the access of Dr. Chishimba Kambwili's family into a courtroom. If they come and say, we are family, I am Dr. Chishimba Kambwili's wife, and I've come here to participate in or to watch the proceedings of my husband's bail application, why should that be difficult? Common sense. Why should that be trouble? Why should the entire state machinery be concerned about Mrs. Kambwili going and following the proceedings of a bail application for her husband? Why should that be a problem for the state? You see, I don't understand. Why should that be an issue? Why should we waste state resources trying to stop Mrs. Kambwili from attending a court session in which her husband is applying for a bail application? That is a very big concern. The Zambian state should not be punishing people in this manner. You've already locked up her husband. If she shows up in court to go and follow the proceedings, just facilitate her to peacefully enter the courtroom and sit and follow the proceedings. But what we understand was that the police were there in a no-compromising manner. They did not want to listen to anyone. They did not want to recognize the presence of family, which is pretty ridiculous and unacceptable. And so whatever scuffle ensued, Mrs. Kambwili has a different version of what happened. Whatever scuffle ensued, it also showed in the response of the police to these women. Dr. Chishimba Kambwili's wife and their daughter, Mwamba. Their daughter Chanda, rather. It shows in the way the police reacted. You know, which is pretty sad and disappointing. That is not the way. That is not the Zambia we know. The Zambia that respects women, They're not there with guns and bombs and they are trying to cause kafwafa. What kafwafa can they cause? Right? What kafwafa can Mrs. First Lady of the NDC, Mrs. Kambwili, cause to a police officer? What sort of kafwafa can she bring at a courthouse? Or Chanda, what sort of kafwafa can the daughter, Dr. Chishimba Kambwili's daughter, bring? But the reaction of pinning them down, several male police officers punching them, and not only punching them, but almost undressing them in order to arrest them. When we are asking for fairness, we are not saying that the police cannot bring order in a situation, but police must be proportionate in the way they are administering force. That's all we are asking. Be fair, be proportionate, make things that make sense. This is why now we are asking ourselves, because even when somebody can give you a benefit of doubt as the Zambian state, people are going to doubt to say, what is going on? They're going to be thinking, no, the whole reason why you have decided to arrest this gentleman is not because he has committed a crime. It is because you want to get at him. And that is not the spirit of Christianity. That is not the spirit of God. I'll go to Bemba shortly, but let me explain some of these things in English, then I'll go to Bemba, because I'm itching to say something in Bemba and Ushi. Anyway, this goes to show that this government, really, the state, it was not just interested in trying to arrest a criminal and convict a criminal. They were interested in doing far much more than just that. They want to embarrass Dr. Kambwili, and that is the whole point. Why they come up with all this elaborate scheme, and today that leads to the arrest of Mrs. Kambwili and their daughter. Because truly, you expect that family are going to be quite reactive to the events that have happened before them. It's shameful that their father has been arrested and convicted in a way that is not transparent. Even if you called an independent observer to say, what do you say about this? They're going to tell you there is something fishy about this process. It was not fair. It was on the basis of a so-called forgery that happened 7 years ago and uncovered by a politically inclined gentleman who testified against Dr. Chishimba Kambwili before a magistrate who consensus believes is extremely corrupt. Now, who is not going to react to that? So what we needed was to see the police that is reasonable. The unreasonable actions of the police yesterday as a direct result, it's actually an indictment on the lack of leadership from the president and from the Minister of Home Affairs. And for that, as citizens, we've got to resist and say, no, that is not right. Tonight, as we speak, Mrs. Kambwili is out of jail, but the daughter is still in police cells. Again, we ask the question, let's assume that it was an assault. Why should she still be held in jail the second day, for the second night? This is vindictiveness. This is not right. Okay. That is the issue of what happened yesterday. But there was something else that was also happening. At Kabwata Police, a sympathizer of the NDC went to try and see what was going on. He was manhandled by, 10 paramilitary police officers. And from the video, what we are seeing is he's asking, what have I done? Why are you manhandling or airlifting me? That's what the watchdog says. It says airlifting. Why are you airlifting me? You see, that is where the problem is. It is very sad. It is pathetic. It is inexcusable. We cannot tolerate that kind of behavior. All right. That is one thing, the Kambwili issue. Now, what we need to think clearly here is when the police react to problems on the basis of political affiliation, it means that they are not doing their work in a transparent and correct manner. Where politics dictate who the police are going to arrest, that is a sign that we are in a dictatorship, and it ought not to be tolerated. There is a gentleman who is PF. His name is JJ Banda, legal name Emmanuel Banda. He went to a police station and he beat up the police. Went to a police station, commandeered thugs, PF thugs, went and beat up the police at their police station and stole from them. When that gentleman was arrested, all right, about a month, if not 2 months later, when they arrested him, he was in police custody for just 1 hour. Within an hour, they finished all the formalities and they granted him bond. Today, the Director of Public Prosecutions communicated the decision that they were going to enter a nolle prosequi of JJ Banda, a criminal, a thug who beat up the police. 1 hour in police cells and was out. These helpless women had to spend a night, and in the case of the daughter, she's spending a second night in jail for something that should have been avoided, for something which the context here is very important, because the context happens when they're trying to go and follow the proceedings in the magistrate court. On the other hand, JJ Banda went on his own to the police station and beat up the police. Today, nolle prosequi. For the little criminal offense they had charged him with, making an illegal assembly in Chipata, he has been acquitted. And the reason is that JJ Banda is a close collaborator of the president. He's a Patriotic Front operative. He's a member of the Patriotic Front. He's a cadre of the Patriotic Front. And when you are a cadre of the Patriotic Front, when you are a close collaborator of the president, they give you freedom to do anything. You can beat up the police. You can beat them up. And you are going to get a nolle prosequi. And you're going to be free. On the other hand, if you are NDC, you are going in. It is this unfairness that is illegal and unconstitutional. It is this unfairness that does not make sense. That is why we are reacting the way we are reacting, because the police is not acting fairly. The reason is simple. The reason why the police must act fairly is because the police belong to the people of Zambia. They are not personal to holder companies of the president. If President Lungu really wants to show that he has his own God-given powers and he wants to fight somebody, we can create a ring and then ask President Lungu to use his own God-given power to fight anyone that he wants to, because he's using his own God-given power. If he wants to do that, by all means, let him do that. But what we must disagree with and discourage is this propensity by people who have been given the responsibility of the state to use the power of the people to crush not the people's enemies, but to crush their own political enemies. That is what we disagree with. To a situation where JJ Banda is free, but Chanda Kambwili is in jail tonight. Unacceptable. Ndande nomba mchaushi. Ain. Na muchibemba. Bambimwe mulera ndatiyo munshale gokulala ndo okuponona. No. Okuponona is where I was born. Kuchiwempala. Na kulire nishi tulera ndo okuponona. Abantu bale iponona. Nomba umfweni. JJ Banda. Alisa ya kukapokola. No kuya ponona bakapokola. Aba ponona bakapokola. After ponona bakapokola, JJ Banda aponona bakapokola at a police station. Ero nomba station aba pikimusha. Mwanishi wakupikimusha. Okupikimusha bakapokola. Okuba ponona. Ero no kubasecha. Okusecha. It means bakapokola nga nabakwata olupia mu matumba. JJ Banda okuya basecha okubebire mpia fyonse fye bakwete ayi ba JJ Banda aya ilio bamwigete bakapokola. Steve spent 1 hour bakapokola. He was given VIP treatment. Bamulekerako at bond. Ilio airechta appear before magistrate courts. The director of public prosecution entered a nolle prosequi kumuntu uwaponwene bakapokola. Nomba chibemba chiranda achiti ule losha tabamucheba pakanwa. Nomba the Chishimba Kambwili family vale losha pandivi chitige fikulu. Ero nomba baya ku magistrate court ati baya bachiteko follow ama proceedings ere chitika ku magistrate court. Ero kwa baskafu mulando wako wati bakapokola tabalefwa yokuba reasonable. Iwenga niwe bakapokola. Ero wasasa ngoko bati family ya Bakambwili yaisa ku court kuba chita protect kubepsha mulilupwa okay iseni. You usher them inside the courtroom by color. That is our system. But to follow our proceedings. Because if we system, yes, we are transparent. That is the legal system that we have. Transparent legal system. They sit and follow the proceedings of a bail application. Number, if the police have orders from someone who kovati Bakambwili, bana Kambwili, no mwana, te tibanyante popa magistrate court. It then makes us to ask the question, nga chinshi te tibanyante popa magistrate court. Why? Why not? That day, there was a bail application that was coming up for their father and for her husband. Now, why can't she be part of the court proceedings? That is why we are saying there is something wrong. Nishkanshi nifinshi mulefwaya. Kanshi tamulefwa vyo kuipaya Kambwili. Nabakashi mulefwa kuipaya. No mwana mulefwa kuipaya. Everything that is connected to Kambwili mulefwa kuipaya. And then that begs us the question. Nishiwina Kristo wa Msangoshan. In the week where Mwaligwetama prayers at National Day of Prayer, Fasting and Reconciliation. Echo inende miebela. Ukutirat, mumutima wenu imwe. Tamulilesa yo. Nineka sesema. Na sesema. Tamulilesa. Mumitima yenu muiswire satana. Teresa yo. Lesa tajimo. Muli satana. Ubuteko bwakwa lesa tali muri satana pantu nga chinshi munga kanina omuntu mwamukaka olupwa atiluye luchise follow application ya bail olupwa luikale mu courtroom iliyo magistrate alechita preside bomfueko baimwene ati yote timuchitecho pantu kuliaba chitire issue directive at muipalamina kono kupalamina mwego ngatamulefwa yokuteka Zambia fumeni po epela tatwaikale panshi fwe bwati yo mkwaitu labeko fie tuikale fie fipite fie iyo balupwa bali kuwata ensambo kange ni open court balupwa priority nga bayisa ati balefuwa okusangwako ku kooti kubaleta okubengisha n'okubakita protect bwino imwe bakapokola n'okubasalyuta imwe balupwa iseni we mwana wa Kambwili isa mayo bana Kambwili iseni mwikale ku mukoti mumfwe ifyo magistrate alepingula efyo kifwire kyaba ero nomba mutu webererwa tiyo mugwayi buteko bwakwalesa bulyo buteko bwakwalesa bwakwa satana tamuliresa iyo mu mitima shabo aba bantu mwiswire chiwa munjebe Bible yalanda okwebati mukabeshibira kuyisa kumichitire yabo noti ifyo balebwata pakanwa nokumoneka babatekanya kwati bantu iyo te bantu iyo ngani chinshi chashupa po ukuba fair. It's simple. It won't cost you anything. Ukuba fair will not cost the government of Zambia anything. It will not cost the treasury anyway. To be fair and reasonable and to use common sense, it will not cost the Zambian taxpayers any money. If the family wants to be part of the legal proceedings, let them be part of the legal proceedings. That's it. There is no terror that Mrs. Kambwili can ever bring. What is the terror that she can bring? Nothing. And we cannot agree that the police are just acting because somebody has told them, a mysterious somebody has told them to prevent her from attending court. If there is a scuffle, you are police, for goodness sake. You resolve the scuffle. You apply all that psychology you learned at Lilai. That's why it's there. As a matter of fact, kuwa mwena fyokutaria toba Mrs. Kambwili abo baisa bwangu you know, it's you ba kapokola okuya beba bana Kambwili mwaiseni here to refer law and order to allow me to escort into the courtroom so that you enjoy your freedoms. Muikale mumfo if magistrate alepingula. Afterwards, you can go back home. That is what we expect. You're not going to lose any money. You're going to lose respect as a government. But now, after mwachite fikuli Kambwili, no naba kashina bobene mwachita fimofine, no mwana na uine mwachita fimofine, and you expect us to say, yo, we respect this government. Obufumu uchindika abene. Mwebene ngatamule uchindika. Twala uchindika shana. Mwebene mubuteko tamwa ichindika. Elo no mulefu aya fuebe kala chalo twambe ko kuchindika finshi. Munje bako mweba nandi ati tuchindike finshi ni finshi imo mwebene tamule ichindika iyo. Mule swakisha bakapokola. Very innocent. In fact bakapokola ine very innocent. Ewa mule swakisha. Ati they received orders gatushuwa waperama orders ati bana Kambwili tete banyantepo pa magistrate court ni finshi mlefisa efe kanji tubarera andira ati kuipaya mlefu haya kuipaya mlefu okulya muipaye kanofye muipaye buloshi Ngan fairness of criminality imo mwebuteko. The person who reported Kambwili ku court I watched them testify against Kambwili is guilty of bigamy. What is bigamy? If the High Court has not granted you a decree nisi and a decree absolute, you cannot contract another civil or church marriage. You can't. Once you do that, it's bigamy. That's it. Number, if you are at your law-abiding citizens, ngachinshita mwamwe ikatela. Nicho imumwe buteko mulamu bomfyo yumulumendo okuchitefya kupuba on your behalf. Epela. Eo mubomfya. nga mlefu okuipa ya Kambwili omwabomfya epela pantu kwena we muntu nobuntu fye kwena kuti wakwata kone ensoni yako batawo mukwaye mwambomfya sana efinshachite nomba ewo babomfya echo temwamwikatira uyo omulela nda Chishimba Kambwili atalichitire forgery nomba oyo ena atalichitire forgery ilio ale chita apply if pepala if yakoba ati whatever it is atese kuno from ku Addis Ababa ku Ethiopia tamwamwenepo palya tamwamwipwisha koba ati nga decree absolute likui tamwamupere visa of a spouse. Isn't that illegal? Isn't that a crime? So mwitweba ukweba you are trying to fight crimes iyo bantu the criminals that dance for you are free. So nomba imo ubuteko tetibutwebe atiyo ubuteko that is trying to fight crime. No, this is a government that is betraying the spirit of the Zambian people. That's it. Ngale ichindikeni mwebene mwebuteko beni fair. That's it. Kanje chomumwikatire Kambwili. And we don't think, you see, nangomumwikate for a month or for 2 months. Let me tell you, the spirit of the Zambian people, it will go into Kambwili. No kumuchita encourage. No kumukosha. Ashipe. That is what is going to happen. You can never crush a person. Omuli umupashi wa abantu, umupashi wako walesa, omuli umupashi wako walesa. You can try to do that. It can't work. If you're applying law fairly, you'll be our friend. The only interest that we have, our country lives up to its dream of what it is. That's all. That's the only interest we have. If you have we are not going to agree to it. Atiyo mkwai steni fe mlefu ayo kuchita iyo. Ngachalo chako anoko eka nomba ngachalo chabonse. Chalo chabena Zambia. We are going to demand accountability. It is as simple as that. It is as simple as that. That is the only thing that is going to happen. It is as simple as that. We are going to continue advocating. So now we understand that Ms. Saboyi Mboela, who is the spokesperson for the NDC, there are some. Is it confirmed that she's been summoned by Baga Pokola? Again, it is a sign that this government just wants to stifle opposition. Any person who says one or two things against this government, they want to lock up. They want to do everything. It is up to you as the people of Zambia to continue voicing your concerns, to continue telling this government that you have been put there to govern the people of Zambia in a very fair manner, to adhere to the Constitution, to respect the Constitution and the law, and to respect common sense in the way you react. So now, who else are you planning to arrest? And you are doing it just because you are in government. You just want to show that yo mkwaipantu muli buteko. Echo kanji tole mievera. Ati buteko tamuli lesa yo amubalesa. Pantu muri buteko amubalesa muri buteko ngabuleteka ngalesa. Nomba ubuteko tabuleteka ngalesa yo buleteka ngasatana. Ichiwa. That's why if you number it's everyone police call out. Mule folesha police call out kwati chani. Onse police call out. Everything. Everyone. Police call out. In Mpika, a citizen. Afuma kulialo ushire kukasama. Alea kulusaka. Ero alanda ta pasu kireko kuisa pampika pasu kireko kumpika pantu muntu ofirea pasu kapema. Anu wako na mesh. Cadres stopped him. Ati yote tuise kuno it's our bedroom. Muevo. Muevo. How can a town be your bedroom? Ninshikanshi mwe Mpika is a bedroom. And two, they are on tape. Two cadres of the Patriotic Front using the Rwandan language of cockroaches. Cockroaches and rats. Ukubomfia, cockroaches and rats. That is the language that the Patriotic Front is using against citizens of our country. It appears like those two people are from the north. Babemba banandi. Ebarera ndokwebat. Te tivasumini she. Kutibachita defend bedroom. Meaning the northern part. Bedroom. Baka ichita defend against cockroaches and rats invading it. That makes me sad. Extremely sad. And the reason why it makes me sad is because it is the very language that was used in Rwanda. But you see, the problem with Zambia is that they are not going to succeed. They won't succeed because in Zambia, we are one people. We can't even tell each other apart. Umuntu ngatakwebere ati mutonga tetuishibe. Tetuishibe. Ogeri mbikutu waishibira veivo fuebena luwapula pantu tuwalikwata kwa size presidential height. Eve uwinge ishibira vya tu mwina luwapula ukutosa uwipi. Kwa mwana vya kepi kutu wagesa ataka kepi akakena ngumbo. Otherwise, you can't tell. The other thing is intermarriages because of Mines and Lusaka. So we've intermarried. So the person you are calling is a rat. Limbi vanina babemba. Bawishi batonga. So asale, it won't work. If we kuluapula infumushesu bawishibo batonga. But they are ushis. Bantu ifobo ushi nukuli inoko. That's beautiful. It's so beautiful. Uwa ushinikuli inoko. So nombanga waya eba ulia chief. Ngani chief chimese. Ero waya mweba yoji we chief chimese abatonga they are rats. Akakumfwa webo. Atem kwai batata they are rats or they are cockroaches. No. That's why tapadi noko firie fifia kweba you're calling others as rats and cockroaches. Muleke. Te wina Kristo. It's not, that's what tolerating that language, it means tamulilesa. That's all I'm saying. Neneshima pepo, so ndesesema, tamulilesa yo, okusuminisha abantu kuita Zambians as rats and cockroaches. It's not Christian, it's demonic, it's satanic, it's not part of God's word. Muleke. And this incident is not just isolated to those two. Leaders of the Patriotic Front, senior leaders of the Patriotic Front, they're using the same language. They're dividing our people. But it can't work. Because as far as we are concerned, that's in Luapula. Fuebena Luapula. Nashimbi mitundusha chibemba, matrilineal systems. It doesn't matter who your father is. It matters who your mother is. And your father can be anything. Tonga Lozi, but they are part of you. You are part of them. That's it. So in calling abatonga na abalozi as rats, muleke, you need to repent. Muchinje bo satanic. Muise kuli Yesu. Amipele the spirit of grace and forgiveness. Not this thing that you are trying to drive. Echo kanshine ndandira kofi abantu abo mulenia ntirira. Oyo omwanya ntirira na mulandirako. Bantu efe mulechita. This is the kind of division that we cannot tolerate. If you people have prejudices, chachin, even Luapolans, for you, to I got my prejudices. Na baserenje bala imona tbatadi okuchiro twina ngumbo utwipi utwa bangwe ulo. Those are common prejudices for even if it waikala. But calling others as rats and cockroaches that should not invade somebody's bedroom is unchristian, and it's we are not going to tolerate it. Iyo mkwai. Tamwakalete Rwanda in Zambia. You will not succeed. Zambia belongs to Bemba, Zambia belongs to Bakaonde, Zambia belongs to Bakalunda, Bakalobale, Bakachokwe, Abatonga, Abalozi. Elo Abalozi na bena, it's complicated because Abalozi na bena, mwali babe, ngimule mwine mbalozi. Abalozi, mwali bana bena, it's a nation. Kanshi na bena mwali ba ma tribes, Mubalozi, in the Lozi nation, in the Barotse nation, na mwine mwali ba. It's part of their culture. And so that is what makes Zambia Zambia. Zambia tayari chalo cha Bemba ero baita kwa banawa abatonga tiseni nomba tupange Zambia. Pantu ba mwa Bemba efyo mutontonkanya. Kamieberepo. Efyo mutontonkanya. Okweba no, Zambia ya Bemba ero mwaita kwa balozi na abatonga tiseni tupange. No, Zambia it belongs to everyone equally. 73 tribes here kwa kaunda. Yeah, Muhammad tribes are bangile kaunda. But anyway, the point is 73 tribes. We made it together at the same time. So there isn't like there is one tribe. No, that's not Zambia. We made it all together as one people. You know, you know, complete mix of things. That is the Zambia. That is the Zambian spirit. Anyone, Mulet Poshan Padiriash. Ilia Goba that I took which I invite K for life, but why please explain more K for life. Bantu bamwefe mumona. Kwati Zambia yawe na chipata. Ero baita kwa wanao. And this is Independence Week, Humanism Week ya waka honda. And you can see on the president's Facebook page, they're appearing very patriotic. People are submitting a national anthem. Iyo. We don't want playing. What we need is a steady leader who are converting for people calling others cockroaches and rats. Even we you need to stand up immediately. No lekeni ifyo. In fact, no kuitabaka pokola atakabeka teni badia. Ebo mfirokula ikata. That are calling other people rats and cockroaches. Ebo mfiroku ikatabaka pokola. Ebo mfiroku. So the police should be slapped, and you are telling me that everything it's PF. We need to be reasonable even if we don't love PF. Sorry, what are you talking about? Nachiranda JJ Banda. Aria ponona baka pokola. At their police station. Okuba pikimusha baka pokola. Okubebira. No okuba secha. That's what I was saying. JJ Banda, a PF leader. And when they took him to court, no le prosecute. That's what I'm saying. So I don't know what you're talking about. Fail to protect us. Our only hope is the army to protect us. The army to protect you? No. What do you mean? The army to protect you? Of the army to protect you. No. The people of Zambia speak through the ballot box. So, next year, you go and vote. Next year, register as voters now, and then vote next year. And I've already told you my recommendation. Even stuff I recommend and endorsing. So I'm recommending Moga of Miepo PF. Moga of Miepo. The replacement yena, I'm still thinking about it in Kamieva Kuntanshati, Mukabike Puava. The Roa PF au Mountain. Legal Counsel, this time and on behalf of our organization, National Values of Principles, we have taken the stand in harmony with our sentiments and spoken to all the media houses. Thank you. Continue doing that. This is rubbish what Lungu and this government are doing. How it's rubbish, man. I agree with you. One Zambia, one nation, Zambia forward. Oh. Atielo vaitako avanavo. First of all, if you're imumumona, now imagine you if you're in first of Mwanza, your last name is Mwanza. So, I get an idea. Number, imagine, maybe your parent, maybe your mother is not Bemba or anything else. The other people are rats and cockroaches. What nonsense. What nonsense. Okay? Because if Zambia to take. No. Diana, the people of Zambia should protect themselves. PF must go. Yeah. When they go and vote, and army generals in Zambia are appointed by the president. No, it's voting. I think if it came to that, all the security agencies in Zambia are supposed to be loyal to the president of the day, and it is the people of Zambia who chooses the president. So for now, the people of Zambia have chosen Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu, State Council. Okay, he's the president, so he's the commander-in-chief of the police and the armed forces, and they are supposed to be loyal to their commander-in-chief, and I have no problems with that. Okay, the only thing is that it's the people that are going to choose, and in 2021, the people can give the army a different commander. So that is the thing. Are you, as the people of Zambia, willing to play that part to give the soldiers a new commander? That is the thing. And the soldiers are going to follow the command of the new commander after 2021. If it's Edgar Lungu, if it's Hakainde Hichilema, if it's Chishimba Kambwili, it will be a new person. Okay? Yeah. Okutunguluushinda kai tulingire okubuwamya okupitira mukulala bwino uyu mwaka uleisa mukusala bwino ayin uyu mwaka uleisa. Yeah, that's the only way. We appreciate your concerns. Please don't relent. We still need your brains up to campaign period. Why do you want me for campaigns? Koabo limba campaign period. Why do you want me for campaigning? No, I'll just be talking away from the campaign, from campaigning. Rebecca Becky, this time next year Nishiba PF Badifwa. Yeah, of course we need to play our part as citizens to vote. So register as voters, register as voters. Nokiwe Piri Ramala, Saboi Mboela, number fie, and well done to the likes of you for coming out strongly. But they will start to think this is normal. You're right. As PF cadres retaliated, he was not supposed to. A Zambia police should not do anything. That is dangerous to Mrs. CK. What type of training do they really go through? Yeah. Elijah Lufungulo, you are right, Uncle. We need to make a right decision next year. Elijah Lufungulo, if you can, Uncle Munsha is saying, vote PF out. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. Does anyone want to come out? If you do, I have a link here. There it is. That is the StreamYard link if you want to say one word or two and things like that. Bakwetu, butane is coming up next week. When are we going to start discussing it? We'll start discussing it next week because it's coming up on what? On Thursday or Friday? So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I think we can discuss it. And what I'm looking for are the translators because we are going to have a split screen. I'll be explaining in English, and then we are going to have somebody translate in one of the 7 languages. I call them Kaunda 7 languages. I like Kaunda. Everything is Kaunda with me. Kaunda 73 tribes, Kaunda 7 languages. Anyway, so it will be the 7 languages because that's how much capacity we have for 7. And so I've already been contacted by several people who can translate in Luvale, in Kaonde, in Lunda, in Tonga, in Chinyanja, in Bemba. Bemba is covered because I use that a lot, and in Lozi. So 7 of Kaunda's languages. We'll try to see how we do. Okay. So we have Timmy Hara, Timmy H.
Hi, Kansa. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, sir. How are you?
Terrific. Thank you so much. First of all, thank you so much.
How is the weather there?
In England, it's getting a little bit nippy, a little bit. We've had 3 days of continuous rainfall. We haven't seen any sunny spells whatsoever, but hopefully, maybe in the next 2 days or so, the weather is going to get a little bit better. Though I kind of like it the way it is now.
Yeah. With us, we are in minus temperatures now, and I can't go running anymore.
Yes, I told you the last time you need to be very careful running in sub-zero temperatures. You might freeze up your lungs, you know.
Let me hear. Alene, what do you say?
Please, first of all, I want to thank you so much for providing this platform. You're doing a commendable job. It's fantastic, lovely, it's just beautiful in its entirety. Yes, I want to zero in on police brutality, just building on the platform that you've already laid. I served in the forces here, and either the police or the army, we've got values and standards which we are supposed to espouse to. In an event, someone of hierarchy comes to us and gives us an order to do something that is illegal or that is not in line with our line of work, we're supposed to oppose that. And if we don't like it, by all means, we're supposed to come out and say, no, unfortunately, the vow that I took, the oath that I took of office to say, I will protect the citizen because they're our number 1 priority. If someone is trying to abrogate that, we're supposed to repeal and oppose it in the strongest terms as much as possible. But in an event like the Zambian police, because they don't have an alternative, in an event they lost the work that they're doing now, there won't be any source of livelihood. So they are compelled to do it because there is no any other alternative of income. It's a pity that Lungu, who is supposed to be the chief cornerstone in as far as law is concerned, he's the one at the heart of hatred.
Right.
What example are you setting, Mr. President? Honestly, don't you feel ashamed to call yourself a lawyer? I understand, yes, your law firm was at some point stopped as a result of malpractices, but all in all, you're supposed to do what is right. What is wrong with democracy in Africa? You're not only besmirching the name of the presidents, but the entire lawyers. Look at Counsel Musha. He's feeling ashamed because the fellow lawyer at the helm of power is doing something illegal.
Yes, and you see, the thing is, and the thing is, it's not just the fact that you are a lawyer, because when you are president, you are now president.
Absolutely,
and,
yes.
And any profession can be a president. So you need to act like a president and not just begin doing confusing things.
Appropriate behavior,
you know, not to play safe. That's very bad.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Have a good one. God bless you. Take care.
All right.
See you in Canada when we come next year by the grace of God. Thank you so much.
Oh, yes, definitely, you are Timmy. Yeah. Chanda, are you there?
I am. Good afternoon, dear counsel. How are you?
Very well. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much. Calling you here from Atlanta. I just wanted you to maybe expand a little bit more on why it's important for our people to understand that the solution is not to revert to like military might or for basically a cause of anarchy, right? Why it's important for those structures of security to remain loyal, first of all, not only to the president but also to the constitution of the land. I think that's also important. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Anda. Of course, it's very easy now to begin thinking that the military would be a solution to any of the problems that we are facing. And I don't believe that. I think the biggest voice that can change anything in Zambia is the ballot box. People must vote. And so you need to begin talking about the electoral process now. That's why we have been talking about NRCs. And when we noticed that there were too many NRCs in the PF bedroom and not anywhere else, we voiced our concerns that the Zambian state must be fair and distribute NRCs fairly to everyone. The registration, some citizens have taken ECZ to court, so we thank them for their diligence. But even as the court cases are ongoing, please register as a voter because it's the ballot box. And once you as Zambians vote next year, the Zambian armed forces are going to follow the will of the people, the decision that the people of Zambia make. Do not be deceived by anyone who is giving the impression that they are not going to concede defeat. They will, if they're defeated. So that is what we need to do. In our advocacy, we always try to advocate for constitutional changes to government. And what is the constitutional change? Either a person resigns or a person loses in an election. Next year is an election year, so let us encourage as many people as possible to register as voters now and to vote for change next year. I've never hidden my desire and my preference. I have no respect for the Patriotic Front government because it is a government of thieves. It's been stealing from the Zambian people. It's presided over a very bad economy, and the Zambian economy has been going downhill. So I'm not fan of the Patriotic Front, and this is what I've been advising our people. Ultimately, it's the people of Zambia to decide. But please do not make the mistake of thinking that the Zambian army or armed forces are the solution to our problems. The ballot is the solution. Albert is saying, so by Elias, are you telling me that JJ was not arrested? And if he was arrested, what? That makes different from others. So if you slap a police officer. No, I'm not saying that JJ was not arrested. I'm saying that JJ reported to police at 11 and by 12 he was out. What I'm saying is the same thing, that the same standard that you used on JJ is the same standard you need to use on Mrs. Kambwili and the daughter. That's all I'm saying. Giving JJ a preferential treatment shows that the police are unfair and they are only bent on stopping the opposition and arresting the opposition. That's all I'm saying. Jirera understate tejibeka tebana Kambwili na tejibeka tomwana wa Kambwili. Icho ndera ndachakwe bate. Apo tamwamulo puere JJ. Wa ishire mikonkera ku police. Oku miponona JJ okuponona bakapokola ate police station okuba ponona okuba pikimusha nokuba secha JJ. Months later when they arrested him, he was just at the police station for 1 hour and out. Went to court, they gave him a nolle prosecute. In Chipata, when they arrested him for unlawful assembly, acquitted. So what I'm saying is, the way you treated JJ, can you treat Mrs. Kambwili the same way? But no, the entire police force, I'm a soldier, name footy, I'm a bomb, I'm a tear gas. If you kosa, and our Zambian police were para, they're very strong, very, very strong. Make no mistake. Zambian para officers, very well trained, very, very, very well trained. They descended on her. They descended on the daughter, airlifted them, shook them, nokubafula. Very shameful. Nokubaposa in a police van. Joe abaponwene is free. Nomba bana Kambwili atule losha tabamuchibaka bana Kambwili nobulanda bwabo balerira balelosha abalumena babekata. In addition to that, okubakanya tete banyante pop magistrate court. Efyo ndera ndapo Albert in Zambia. Banfumu Lomba mlensha awe tatwalande pantu mlensha Rose Limbrick.
No, what I want us to say,
ati ninena alenga bamipungi ati ninena alenga nemulanda.
I'm okay. I'm gonna say in Bemba, balanda ati nangombe baba natashitashani taya, because what they did kuli bana Kambwili was so sad. As a woman, I have 2 girls. If somebody did that one to my daughter or to my son, I would definitely react. And you know, the other thing, what we can only say, for me, I pray Balungu, it can stand up and tell the cadre to stop what they are doing, because it's really, really a shame. People are laughing at us when they see, because a lot of people, they see things in the Facebook, but people are laughing at us. They say, oh, you come from Zambia. And it's just a shame, whereby it's a Christian nation. People, they know it's a Christian nation, and what is happening, especially as a woman, because she was naked. She was naked. Naked. For me, up to now, I even closed my eyes because I was at work and I was watching when it was happening. It's a shame, because a woman, Balungu to be there is because of a woman. And Balungu to be in the office because of Zambian citizens. And here we are speaking because we are here, because I cannot speak if I was in Zambia. Definitely, they'll put me in jail. You're speaking because you are.
We understand that Saboy Mboel has been summoned to police.
Exactly. So, because for me, what I'm speaking is not like, I'm not a politician. I'm not campaigning for anybody. I'm just speaking on behalf of Zambians, Zambia, especially the Luapula people. But Luapula, like the way they are saying, is their bedroom, which is a shame. And they have to think again, suffering another 5 years. I don't know where Zambia is gonna be. So that's the only way I can contribute.
So let's work together. You can still find a way to help out with the situation. Continue speaking. Nokubatumina akanono. I'm a party structures. I don't promote any political party here. Me too. See what you can do. Okay, Chisuma. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, I think that's where we are going to end, unless there was anyone who had anything to contribute here. But I can see that I skipped some messages because sometimes they are quite a lot. Thank you very much for joining me here. Please subscribe to Elias Mushe YouTube channel. Very, very good channel. So subscribe to it. We'll try and have somebody who is very good at editing. We're going to shorten some of these clips, so that we can have little sound bites here and there. But for now, we have these long, boring 1 hour things. So you are the real heroes for staying with us for 1 hour. Okay. But subscribe and then like our page as well. We want to spread this around. We just don't want these to be restricted to a few. Share as many as possible so that mpaka naku state house twalishwa ku state house balomfwa nomba naku state house kwine kuchita share nabo pakuba baomfwa ivyo turebeba okwebati tebuteko bwakwalesa iyo tabareteka ngabena Kristo ero mu mitima shabo tamwiswireresa mu mitima shabo mwiswire vyenshi satana tamulireza iyo twasesema tamulireza Chishimba, you are the last person. Aleni lete niliya shiba Chishimba wesu.
Mkwai. Muli shani mkwai.
Bwino shani.
Mkwai. I'm just trying to look at this issue from another angle, where a lot of people are not looking at it, because for me, I feel like Mr. Kambwili really contributed to this problem where we are right now.
Okay.
So these people, they deserve to pay for what they did. These are the people who were supporting, especially in 2016. As for me, I never supported the Eddie Karume in 2016, because between 2015 and 2016, whatever he's doing today, he did all these things. Stealing, corruption, beating people, banning things. He did all these things. So no wonder some of us, we never supported him in 2016. And Kambwili was on top of the game saying it's global. So for him to be beaten today, it is global. Let him be beaten. That is very fine.
Okay.
So my point is very clear. Any person who is supporting wrong things must know that this thing will happen to him at one point or the other. Why can't we behave like normal people whereby we are supporting good things to say, what about I'm on the opposing side? What is going to happen to me?
Okay.
We supported the closing post newspaper. Okay. So today, can he blame them that they have closed Prime TV? He can't do that.
Okay. Number one, I get your point. Number one, Pantu Kambwili was part of this government. Nedio afumuli government. Ero bambo kumuchusha. Tufuye tuwasuminisho kobati yo muchusheni pantwale tuchusha. Mama. That is very difficult. The thing is, idio muntu wafuma mwachinjo mutima. Lesa mwerera. Ero wabwerera kubena Zambia. Atu chinkulo kobati mwebena Zambia. Kuri ile patenari. Nachinja. Tufure tuwachitashane. Tufure tuwamusuminisha. Tuwamwerera. Pantu wamona. If you are a chita, that's the thing. No, but we shouldn't say ukobati yo mkwai pantu wale support lungu. Nishi, you are forever beyond redemption. Yo. Because if we take that, it means then that bonsa wale support lungu, they are going to continue. If ofweba shiti mumuli predicament. Tufure tuwapanga, tuwatampokula panga ama indications. Okay, but what Lungu is doing is bad. What people that support Lungu are doing is bad. But we also need to be open enough. Okay, but if a person sees the wrong and comes out of Babylon, Isa, Kubena Zambia, we need to receive them. No kubebo kobat momona, mwasambiri rapochimo. Aleni nomba koseni ukubombera abena Zambia, no kulandira kwa balanda. That's all. Nombanga chakutiro muntu wailuka achinja. Ero nomba ifutu wakonkani hapo atale nomba chula. Pantu wali tuchushishe. Ninshi teti tuchinje chalo iyo. Icho tulelo lekesha hapo hapa bachishimba wesu. Kuchinje chalo. Nomba chala chinja shani. Pantu bambi. Abo tulefo wakubati besi watu wafuisho kuchinje chalo. Wako walungu. Yali government yako walungu. Bambi ma PF cadres. Nombanga bailuka bachinja. Na tubapokerere. Mubwana anina. Pako wazitubombere Zambia. Epela. Echo ine twali pisene sana na Bakambwili kunumoko. Nishwali ba minister. Kwali fumwefe bale chitefyo onshasu mine moine. Nomba nabachinja. Na batamba pate yako bati balefu kuchitesha nukubombera abena Zambia. Mbanga twakonkania apo okweba tiyo mkwai teti mubwere mukubombera bena Zambia lungu nga batitikisha tiyo mkwai awe chirifye bantu wali tuchushishe nishina ifwe bene twapala lungu na ifwe bene nomba twasuminisha okweba tiyo lungu konkania apo okulatikisha emipashisha abantu ero tapali waka ere iyo apata twarande okweba tiyo mkwai babaka ere abate baka ere iyo ichikankala chakweba ati ifwe pamunga bena Zambia twisule emitima chakwati omuntu ngalubero wabwera is welcome inemo ndichimwena mwe omomwene. Thank you very much. It's been 1 hour 10 minutes. God bless you, and don't forget, I almost say that forget to subscribe. Okay, forget to subscribe. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe, okay? We'll talk to you sometime when we have the chance to. God bless you. This is just 2:42 now here in Calgary, Alberta. Chiwempala, it's almost 22 hours. So, mwebena Chiwempala bonse, God bless and see you. Thank you.